So as you can see, we're inside the Unreal editor. This is wireframe mode, and after twiddling my thumbs for a long time and finding new reasons to be lazy, I finally thought I'd jump into the Unreal bandwagon and make something with the UDK, the kit that comes with the Unreal Engine. So what I've done here is based off an old tutorial done by Horenzis. I think it was 2009, and a lot of the assets that he used are now defunct and not provided with the UDK, so a lot of the hard work was basically trying to find some replacements that would stick true to the true vision and the original vision that Horenzis had, make this map look as good as possible. So let's just jump into it. Let's go to the unlit mode, take a look at all the models without the lighting, and trust me, it looks much better with the lighting on, and as you'll see in a bit. In fact, let's just do that. Let's start the game. There we go, perfect landing. This is the level. We've landed on a pathway leading up to the structure. This one's overlooking what seems like a forest, and it's basically just, cardboard structures that I've put up to make it look like a bigger whole world. Nice little fog effects there. And birds. Let's just move on ahead. Now the first thing about Unreal is everything looks just so much better. I mean, I've worked with Blender and, well, some sprite-based Unity games and even Game Maker, which is really basic, and while all of those are mechanically sound, Unreal Engine just makes everything look much better. And I kind of dig the workflow as well. I mean, it's pretty easy to get things set up and working pretty quick. And as you can see, well-lit lanterns, doing all real-time lighting. Beautiful skybox there, with full lighting effects as animated. And as we move on ahead, you can notice the statues. One of them's basking in the sunlight and one of them's in the shadow. Well, I kept the lighting so that it would reflect the shadows, show the lighting. Makes a pretty dramatic effect actually, if you light it just right. We've got some water here, let's jump in. This is just a volumetric water build here with some post-processing effects added in. As you see, I'll jump in and it'll blur out, giving me a depth of field. And the sunlight over there is just blurry now. When we come out of the water, it's gonna go back to normal. There you go. And that sun is actually a lens flare placed where the light should be. I actually love lens flares. I'd fill the whole map if it was up to me, but it makes for a nice effect. And as you can see, well, the textures here are really bland because it's basically really small pebbles that I've blown up in size to make them look bigger, because I didn't have any replacement models, so that is something that I can fix, make better models, make it look much more like a realistic mountain. Or rock, that is. In the building here. Now I've used Kismet to script the door opening when I move on to probably that step. Let's see that happen. Open sesame. Beautiful. So that works, and before we go in, I'd actually like to give you a fly-through of the level. Let's do that. And we will cheat here. Cheat codes for the win. You feel much lighter. Yes, I do. Now this will give you a perspective, top-down view of the level. And Most of this is, you know, like playing with Lego actually. I mean, this structure was not whole, it's made up of small parts. I mean, I didn't model this out of scratch. I picked up, like, for example, this bit here, this pillar here, or this window here is actually separate assets that I put together. And just try to figure out what fits where and how do you want things to look and scale it up to the right size, and that's how you make up a whole structure. Like this pillar here, it's basically 3 parts. That's one, and there's a light on top, I guess. Yep. The statues are again 3 parts, 3 sections put together. The building, well, it's made up of let's just say a lot of parts. Got some nice light reflections there. And the birds, I'm not sure why they're not making the sound that they're supposed to make, but we'll fix that later. And it's basically what I've made here is a part of the building, because let me just show you behind. As you can see, it's just the front part of the building that's been modeled, nothing behind, because, well, the player is not going to see this section, so why should I waste time and resources making this up? In fact, why should I put load on the engine trying to render all this shit that is not supposed to be seen by the player? It's a good lesson in optimization, trying to figure out what parts you really need and making them so that it's less time consuming, less resource consuming, less load. Let's just move up ahead, and there we go, that's my lens flare sticking out here. It looks much better from down there. So that's basically it. That's the level from the exterior. And that's how it's supposed to look. Probably a bit of tweaks. I'm probably gonna fix these rocks and make them better when I find better models for them. So let's just move in and close this demo out. And I'll move in. And doors closed. Alright. So things that I could do from here are cut open a passageway here and make rooms and stuff, like a dungeon or the interior of the building. It's much easier to do, it's not much. And that's about it, that's the entire level, so I'll keep you updated on any progress that I make on this, and stay tuned because there's a lot more coming. There's a couple of interesting things that you might like, so well, let me know what's been good, what's bad, and I'll see you guys later.